I'm Jennifer Angel. This is my weekly overview. Now, there's quite a bit happening this week, and as I've mentioned, some of the signs, it's like, life gives us supportive and challenging situations, and I believe that provides the balance in life. It's like, often a negative point in our life will also have a benefit, and the benefit will also have a drawback, and in relationships, it's what we love about someone the most can be like the most irritating. So that's the balance of life, and certainly this week in the star chart is very much like that. It's like there are some very supportive um, aspects, but there's some challenging aspects as well. But sometimes it's the challenging aspects that really make us, it's like it's the catalyst that makes us, have change in our life or make decisions. And then we make a decision and then we can move forward, and it gets us, in some times it can just get us unstuck. It's like pushing the reset button. But okay, let's have a quick look at what's actually happening. So we have a new moon this week. This month's new moon is on the 8th of this week, so it's towards its next weekend, and it's in the sign of Gemini. So this will help us, gain clarity. It's like, and certainly, of course, with the new moon, there's always the sun. So with the new moon, it's the sun and the moon at the exact degree in the same sign. Along with this, we have Mars. Now, Mars in Gemini can really like scatter the energy a little bit, but we have Jupiter there. So there are some balancing aspects in the chart, although there is a square between Mars and Neptune. So you want to like use this energy to your greatest advantage, and that means not getting distracted, because with Mars, if you really tune in and work with the Mars energy and you get organized, and you have time where you are proactive and time when you can step back and think through, where you are, where you want to be, and the journey you're going to take to get there, which is the action steps in your goals, then you can really work with that Mars energy. If you're not organized, then Mars can, and certainly Mars in Gemini, it can scatter your energy. So, you're off here, there, and everywhere. You're starting one thing, and something else gets your attention, and you go over there. Okay, so you don't want to do that. That's not the best use of the Mars energy. So just be aware of that this week, particularly with that square between Mars and Neptune, because that can sort of have you thinking something is the way that it is, and you prematurely go off and move in that direction, only to find out that it's not the way that you thought it was, because you didn't wait to get all the details and you just wasted all that time. Okay, all right, moving on. There's some very nice connections between Venus and Mercury, and Venus being the planet of love and money, Mercury the planet of communication, and there's trines, one at the start of the week, one towards the end of the week, between Venus and Mercury and Saturn. So Saturn being the planet of permanency and more about business. Now, both of these are in, because it's a trine, so it's in the same element, and it's water. Okay, so you want to use your intuition with this. So, that's the old saying: if it feels right, it probably is. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. So logic and intuition is if you can balance your logic and intuition, then to me that's bringing the physical and the spiritual together, and you're really working with all of your skills, knowledge, and attributes in that way. So try and think of it as um, logical and spiritual, physical and spiritual instincts and logic together this week. If you can bring that together, then you'll certainly be on the way to having a winning formula, not just for this week, but for life, okay? Um, all right, so Neptune does go retrograde this week as well on the 7th. And so around that time, towards the end of the week, give yourself a little bit of a break if you feel confused about some things. So don't worry about it too much. It will pass, okay? Try, if you do have a moment of confusion, try to step back and don't make any major decisions if you don't have to, okay? All right, have a great week, everybody. It's certainly a very progressive time at the moment, and even though there are a few challenging aspects this week, there's certainly enough highlights to make it, make us feel like we are sort of over the worst part, certainly of the Uranus-Pluto squares. Um, we had a couple of weeks ago, and that energy seems to have softened off a little bit now, okay? And the new moon this week brings sort of a light and a lightness of energy and optimism into life as well. Thank you so much for following my work. Thank you so much for sending all your messages. I have not got to answer any over the last few weeks. It must be Mars sitting in my 6th house, I think so. But please know that I do read every single one of them, and I love to get them. So love and luck to you. Have a great week, everybody. Bye for now.